Welcome everyone to another video. Today we are going to learn how to create a database structure on Microsoft Access. So it's very easy. I've got a question here. The question says create the database. So we are given instructions on what to do. So the first one says open Microsoft Access and create a blank database. That is how we start. And then we are going to save our database as SchoolDB. So what you do, you open Microsoft Access, and then when Microsoft Access opens, you start by going to blank database. We follow the instructions. So when we click blank database, now we find a space where we have to give our database a name. So here we are going to type SchoolDB if we want to put it like that. Let me use the right case, SchoolDB. Alright, so I know that it will be saved under documents. So when you start with Microsoft Access, you specify the name of the database, and then you can now start to create. So when Microsoft Access creates a database, it gives you a screen where you have to specify how your table should look like. So when we check our question paper here, it says because the name of the database is SchoolDB, now we need to know that on the table what are we going to create. So my question is separated into parts so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So the second part now is the table that we are going to create, is the table structure. So that is why on your screen now you see table 1. Now you have to realize, or you have to actually check what are the columns that are given to you in your database that you are creating. So the table that we are creating, we are given columns. So now here it is just a sample of a table that has been created for you, but we have to modify it according to the question paper. So when I see this ID, it is not actually what you're going to use. So you have to go now and click view on the left and click design. And then when you click design, it will ask you what is the table name. Now you check, it's very important to check the question paper, what is the name of the table. Create the table named table students, TBL students. So this is the name that we are going to put. So when you go again to your screen, you realize that it says table name, then that is what you put there. So we'll say students, it is the name of the table. So if you want to verify, you will say okay, table students, TBL students, just put it as you see it. So I'm going to put it the way I see it, and then I will say TBL, and then TBL students is the name of my table, and then you click OK. And then now your table now will give you, your screen will give you the field name space where you have to fill in all your column headings as a list going down. Right, so remember, this is not actually a table. This is the structure for you to create the table. You are giving Microsoft information, you are giving Microsoft Access information so that it can create, or it can design the table for you. So when we check here, we have got ID that is already there. But now you look at your question paper, do you have ID as your column heading? No, you have student ID. Okay, so you modify it exactly how you see it. Then we are going to go to our database, and we will say we'll remove that ID, and then I will say student ID. Alright, and then now this key here, we remove it. I click the small key, then I click the big key to remove it. That is how you remove a primary key. So I know that probably most of you are starting with this for the first time, but for you to get it more, to get more details on how to actually use Microsoft Access, you can refer to one of the videos that I created previously and learn the basics of Microsoft Access on how to create a database from scratch. Alright, okay, now let's continue. Okay, now after student ID is there, now we go to the second column heading. We go down on the list of field name. Field name means you are filling in all your columns as a list going down. The second one here, what is it? Check your question paper. It's first name, then the third one will be last name, and then we have grade. So let's fill them in. First name, last name, and grade. So we are going to say first name, then we go here, last name, and then we go here, grade. Right, now here on the right hand side, data types, these have to change, because when you check your question paper you realize that you're also given data types. The first one for student ID is auto number, the rest will be short text, all of them. Okay, so we are going to go to our database and change auto number is there. If it was not auto number, you just click this arrow pointing down to pick whatever you saw there. So it's auto number, I leave it as auto number. Then the others will be short text, I leave them like that, or else you would have changed it on the list because on the question paper it was something else. So now it's short text, I leave it like that. And then now let's look at the other column here. We are given the field sizes for each and every column that we have indicated. You realize that it is a field size according to how they want it. We have 30, we have 30, we have 10. So now when you go to your database as you're designing for the field sizes, you click the column heading here, first name. We know it's 30, this one is 30, this one is going to be 10. So when you go to first name, you click inside first name that you have typed there, and then you go down to the properties. Properties is there. You will see field size. Field size for this one is going to be 30, so I modify it to be 30. I go to last name, and then I change 255 to 30 also. Then I go to grade. For grade, then you change 255 to 10. So that is how it's supposed to be according to our question paper. So we verify again, so it's 30, 30, and 10. So that is how our structure should be designed. And then now we are going to look at our table, how it looks like. We are going to check how our table will be created. So after providing Microsoft Access with all the information that you found in your question paper, you will now go to view again there, click and go to datasheet. And then when you click datasheet, it will ask you, do you want to save the table? You always say yes. Immediately when you say yes, now you see a normal table that we all know, and then you can adjust the column headings there, adjust so that nothing is cutting. All my column headings are clear, and this is where the records will be filled in later on if you find a question where you have to fill in the records. So now let's look at our question paper as to what are they looking for on part 3. Part 3, there they say that save the table as student table students. We have already indicated the name. Part 4, now they want you to make printouts. So here they say use the database documenter, database documenter, to print the table structure showing field name, data types, field properties, and primary key. So what is the primary key? It is that key that we have removed. So in case if it was not removed, then it means that it will also show. So I want to show you how the information is going to print out. Okay, so now when you are on your Microsoft Access, because you have saved all the changes, you can also click that save button on the top left corner again, just to update everything. And then now when you want to print, as they said you must print all those things, you will go now and make sure that this table is not open by closing it here on the top right corner, but not the main database, but the table only. And then when you close the table, it will be a gray screen there. and then you will go now and look for database tools, so that you find database documenter. So when you find database tools there, you click it, and then database tools will give you other ribbons here where you find database documenter. You click it, and then when it loads, you will see that you have a screen that comes with the table that you have created. You put a tick there, and then because they want you to print with the properties, you will go to options. Then when you find options, now you will make sure that properties is ticked there, and this one of fields, click the middle one, and also here click the middle one. And then when you click OK and you click OK again, you will see that it will load a page that gives you all the information that you used to create this database. So this is what we call its structure. It's a database structure that they want. So you will get marks for showing a structure that indicates the database name, and also the database, the database table, and the properties will show because you opted for properties. Actually, the question paper wanted to show the properties. And then now all the data types and sizes will also indicate there, and then if you have a primary key, it will show somewhere. So let's close the structure in case if you have printed it. Now you can go and close the preview for the structure, and then now you want to modify the structure again to put the key. So it means that you will go to your table again there on the left, double click it, and then when it's showing like this, you want to go back to where you started. So you will just go and click home and click view again there and go to design, then it will take you to where you have started. So if maybe they want the key to be somewhere, you put your cursor next to the column where the key must come and click the big key there. That is a primary key. There it is now. Then we can click save to update, and then now you will go now to see how the structure will look like. So you can close the database table structure, and then now you go to database tools, database documenter, and then now you tick the table options, and then now you'll go and click properties there. If you want properties, click OK and click OK again. Then you will see that now your structure will be showing everything that you have included in your database, and when you scroll down, you will see that there is a primary key indicating somewhere there if they want a primary key. So without a primary key, then it means that key will not even show here. So this is the structure that they want. So that is how you print a database structure. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed.